Hello all, in today's video we're going to talk about some of the new quest submissions and raids in the 25th anniversary that's going to be released on the 16th of March. Typically I wait till it actually is live before making videos, but there's some important information here that I want to share to make sure that folks are better prepared for it so that you don't do something that you regret later. So if you have EQresources Premium, you'll be able to pull up the information as you see here. And we're going to look at specifically the rewards because this is kind of important. Chest rewards are going to be new power sources, which is kind of neat. They're really not much better than the current ones in LS, but they're the Magello people that love the stats, so they're gonna farm these. They do look tradable, so as you do it, just farm the hell out of it and trade people or sell them for ridiculous amounts, whatever you wanted to do. But more specifically, let's talk about the bonus awards. It looks like you only get to pick one of these based off the achievement of completion of it. So knowing which ones you get. So let's look at them. These are going to be the specialization augs that we've seen in CO2F, but they're going to be type 3s with some mod 3 stuff. Mod 3s being like managing, heal amount, spell damage, clairvoyance, and things like that. So there's abjuration, alteration, conjuration, divination, evocation. That's going to be for the casters and such. Then for the melee or tank people, we got some offense ability as well as defense stuff. So let's talk about the caster stuff real quick. Sorry, people hate this. I can't get rid of it. Anyway, okay. So on a notepad, as far as specializations, I made a video when they changed it in Soul Row. I'll put a link in the description. Basically, it's mana reduction on the spells that you cast. The basic idea here is you look at your class, which spells do you cast the most with the highest mana costs on it. So, in my opinion, and again, people are welcome to think differently, but this is what I'm suggesting for folks. Enchanters, alteration, then evocation. Alteration being for your dots. Enchanters should be multi-dotting as much as possible in raids. Evocation for proccing your synergy. Mage evocation as your big nukes and all that good stuff, and conjuration for some of the other stuff. Necromancer's alteration for the fire dots, and then conjuration for the other dots. Wizards is pretty much evocation. You only need that. Clerics is alteration, which is heals. And even that's a little questionable because clerics don't really run out of mana, but certainly these specialization dogs benefit the most when you're recovering from death, that you need to squeeze every little bit of mana out. Shamans is pretty much going to be conjuration. Their heals don't take much mana. Conjurations, combo dots, all the dots, those do eat up mana. Druids, conjuration, evocation, possibly alteration if you heal a lot. Druids heal, meh. But conjuration, evocation for the dots and nukes for sure. Um, some classes like necromancer, shamans might struggle with type 3 slots. I would still suggest it. There are pushes to get rid of type 3 augs eventually in the future, just because they just don't really serve much purpose. They take development time, and it's better they just add it to the base of each spell and or reduce the timers on certain discs or whatever. But that's a different story. If or when that happens, who knows? But even if your class struggles with some type 3s, I would suggest just getting it because this is a annual event, right? Once it's gone, it's gone. You don't see it till next year. So even if your class struggles with the type 3s, I would certainly just suggest it and have it in the bank in a worst case scenario. You can only pick one, so these are the first ones I would suggest. And if your class has like a secondary specialization that's kind of useful, certainly look to the COTF Type 788 augs, because these as expansions go on, are increasingly higher mana value because if a spell costs one expansion 1,000 mana and next expansion costs 3,000 mana, well, because it's a percentage based reduction, the value of the aug increases, right? So there's that. The next thing, and this one, I'm sure that we're going to get some mixed reviews on it. Offense and defense aug. So again, this is my suggestion. No one needs to follow it, but I certainly do feel strongly about, certain way of thinking in the game. Defense and offense. Currently in the game right now, we do have a defensive aug, and that's the tier of Laros. As you can see here, it's going to give you 5%, 10% max. The new one is going to be 10%, 20 max. What you get in return of the augs is going to vary on which heroics are at which point, which markers, you've already hit because it's a percentage base. I mean, and add some points to it. You'll see different variances of it. But generally speaking, you're going to see more of the avoidance done, avoid and versus the mitigation. So right now we're at 1478 and 14. Let me just write it down. All right, and then we're going to take it out. Yeah, don't mind my bags. So here we gained one mitigation AC. I mean, lose one rather. And then as far as avoidance, it was 43. So it's not much, right? That's what it boils down to. And if you were to get the 10%, 20, assume it's going to be twice as much. So you'll gain two, around two mitigation AC and 43, so it's like maybe 90 or 80 to 90 of the uh, avoidance AC. So my suggestion, and again, this is my opinion, I believe in offense. Kill things before it kills you. Because as far as survival, mitigation, and all that such, pressing your buttons far exceeds, like in my opinion, again, any base stats that you have. If you pressing the right buttons at the right time and a decent healer, of course, you're gonna survive as far as tanking is concerned a bit longer than someone with great stats but does not press buttons well. So if you could kill things before your buttons run out, I think that's a better course, right? That's just my personal thinking. So if you were to choose, my suggestion is go with the offensive one, but still do the tier Alaris. This way you could kind of not say double dip, but you'll have one AUG that's going to improve your offense and another AUG that still improves your defense. While it may not be the max amount of defense that you can improve, but as you see, the gains are still, it's not that much, but yeah. And if your tier is not improved to the max amount where you can wear it, the Overseer, get the currency if you're in POK, west side of the library, top floor. The fragments, again, I think I did a video about this. You just do your overseers by the fragments. If you're at 12 of 20, I think it's 5% per click, so 20 clicks per tier, and then you go from there. You just do the math, how much overseers you need. So that's that. So again, this is kind of important, picking the correct one because you're only gonna get one shot. So let's say, for example, you misclick and you're like, oh, shoot, I got divination, something really useless, then you're gonna have to petition and hope that they actually care and do it for you. So take a look at that. And again, if you didn't see the video concerning your specialization, if you spec wrong to begin with, I'll put a link in the description how to respec yourself in Soul Roll. It's super quick, super easy. I'll put a link in for the wiki and just explaining it. Basically, every 20 skills is 1% mana regen. Why these augs are important, and for the most part, many classes should consider them. So that's it. Uh, just want to give a quick warning to folks so you can look at your characters and plan in advance before it releases so that you can get the correct AUG that's going to best suit your playstyle. All right, thanks all, and we're going to be pumping out a lot of videos coming soon. Wednesday is going to be patch day. We're going to have the new Tides of Tides key quest mission, things like that, and then 16th we're going to have these quest ones, then the raid stuff. Raid stuff, again, data mine, nothing's ever set, but there might be new weapons in there. So we'll see how much better or worse, but likely better it will be than player made stuff in raid setting. So we'll see. I'm very excited about this stuff. So thanks all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.